Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Val.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I am great. Well, I'm so excited to talk with you. I knew the moment you walked into Mayesh Carlsbad, I was like, okay, who is she? I need to know her. And luckily, um, you signed up with us and you were assigned to me. So that was super exciting because I really wanted to get to know you as a person. And then eventually ask you to come on the show and talk about, your business and how you came to being a floral designer and a woman business owner and all that. So
Mhm.
why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about Beloved Blooms?
Yes, thank you. I am Kayla Higgins. I am the owner of Beloved Blooms, and I am very excited to talk about just the beginning of my business and what it's been like. Beloved Blooms is a full service floral design business. And so we do weddings, events, and pop ups all over North County, San Diego, and beyond soon. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. And I love gardening. I love obviously flowers. And I am currently a preschool teacher. So I love children and just being able to teach and just be. Yeah.
Yeah, you have your plate full, that's for sure. Um, so for those of you tuning in, the series obviously is about diversity and featuring people that are unique and special and beautiful. And Kayla is a little person. So I want to kind of talk about that a little bit. Just your childhood growing up and how that was and into your business.
Yeah. I have a bone growth disorder that's classified under one of the types of dwarfism, and it's called achondroplasia. It is something that I got genetically from my dad. He is also a little person, and my mom is average height, and pretty much everyone else in my family is average height. And growing up, it was my dad wasn't a huge part of my life, so I never really had anyone to relate to or anyone that really, got it in a lot of ways,
Yeah.
and that was incredibly lonely. I was bullied
Mhm.
all throughout elementary school, middle school. It wasn't until high school where I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna get into clubs, I'm gonna get into yearbook, I'm gonna, like, make a solid group of friends, go to a church, like, find my people, and stick to that, and
How
try to ignore everything else." So,
how long did
yeah.
that take? So you said in middle school you were
Mhm.
bullied,
Yeah.
but when you got into high school is when you really started to sort of find yourself and find your niche and all that. How long did it take you to kind of like be okay with Kayla? You know what I mean? Or
Yeah. Yeah, I that is a good question, honestly. It's a work in progress. I feel like high school, something I wasn't so aware of all the bullying, and it kind of stopped. I think once you get out of puberty into the later phase of puberty, everyone suddenly realizes like, oh, I don't need to like make fun of other people. Or I don't
yeah,
know, maybe it's just where I went to high school.
yeah.
Um
Did you find that people were kinder as well?
Yeah, much kinder, or they just kept it to themselves,
Yeah.
and, yeah, I growing up, going, like, to elementary school and middle school, there's a pretty big, moment I remember being, like, locked in a bathroom stall, um, and these girls just, like, said, like, "You're ugly and you're fat and you nobody likes you at school and you're so small and nobody wants to be friends with you," and, I think I just go back to, like, little Kayla in that moment, and I just, like, wanna hug her, and I, like, love that what I get to do, like, as a preschool teacher
Mhm.
is pour into the next generation of, like, we will treat people with kindness. We
Yeah.
will, like, yes, there's some children at the preschool that have autism or have ADHD or have some other form of, like, speech, delay, and they can already start to tell there's a difference.
Mhm.
And I've been really big in, like, we're not gonna make them the other, even if that's naturally what they're prone to do or
Yeah.
naturally what the adults in their life might want to teach them. So, um, yeah, it's been a really long journey to answer the question. I think to be okay with myself and who I am, and to have confidence in who I believe my creator made me to be, who I believe I was put here for. It really is like I just take it one day at a time.
Yeah.
And it's really cool because I feel like flowers, how I found how the having achondroplasia and being different and realizing, okay, I'm gonna go into the grocery store and I'm gonna get stared at, or some kid at the mall is gonna point at me, or I'm gonna walk around my neighborhood and I'm gonna be looked at like differently.
Mhm.
And there are some days it's really hard and it's
Mhm.
like, I don't want to do anything. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of adjusting. I'm tired
Mhm.
of trying to fit this, like, it's okay. I'm a good person. I'm good enough. Like,
Mhm.
trying to tell people I am, or
Mhm.
trying to do things for them to help
Yeah.
them believe I am. Th- that, and then to flipping it and saying, like, I am good enough. I
Yeah.
do deserve to be here. I
Mhm.
do deserve to, like, be a business owner and say that with confidence, even though this is very fresh and very new for me. Um, and to walk into the room and take up space. And I was telling you, because yes, you're my rep and I love you. Well, the first time I walked in and I had my wedding in, not my wedding, but my first wedding under Beloved Blooms. I was so nervous and I was like, I have to, like, wear a good outfit and, like, I need to paint my nails and
Look the
have
part.
yeah, I need to look the part. I need to have my ish together. And basically make sure that, like, I'm so good that nobody notices, or so good and so put together that, like, people take me seriously.
Mhm.
And like, I can feel it in my body even, like, like,
Mhm.
being able to just be like, "Actually, I do deserve to take up space." And I
Yeah.
think you were the first reminder of that, and being able to, like, safely share that with you. You're such a, like, safe place for a lot of florists and designers and just beautiful people of the flower industry. And but yeah, really feeling that, like, gosh, like, I like, I can do this.
Yeah.
And, like, I can be tired of being stared at or
Yeah.
being different, and I can also do whatever the frick I love, which is very cathartically arranging flowers and
Yeah.
spreading joy that way. So that was a whole long-winded answer, but it's a good answer. It's what
Yeah.
I
It's
feel. It's
great.
what's true for me.
Yeah.
Um,
That's
yeah.
incredible. I mean, going back to what you said about preschool, is, it's incredible. And I'm sure, those children, working with you and knowing, you are their teacher and you're different and you're special, um, has already set them up for, like not making a big deal. You're just, a human being like everybody else. And you know what I mean? So those children really have such a blessing to have you as their teacher, because I know they won't bully someone like you. And that's, I would hope no one gets bullied like that. It's just awful. I'm sorry that you have to go through that or that you went through that. It makes my heart hurt because I know what a kind person you are. Um, but tell me a little bit about how you became a florist.
Mm. I love that sentence. Um, a florist. I think it just, I mean, obviously the newness of it is not lost on me. So everything is really rosy and fun and good. And it's hard. I started by this is actually I'm like realizing it as I'm about to say it. There was a time in college where everyone else got this position that was really like high up in student leadership on campus, and you were basically like a celebrity in college, if like a resident assistant, and all of
Okay.
four of my best friends got the job, and I applied for it twice and went through like 2 months of interviews, this really long process, and was held on until like the last week and was told no twice. So my junior year and my senior year. And so that was really hard because it was like a small Christian college and a very tight knit community. Like everybody found out if who were the RAs for the next year,
Mm.
and everybody was asking me. They were like, "Oh yeah, aren't you an RA? Or are you going to be an RA? Or well, like, are you excited for next year?" And I was like, um. No, I'm not because I'm not one. And it was really awkward. But
How did that make you feel when
It
when you
brought me
didn't
back
get
to a place of othering, a place of like, you're left out, you're not included, you don't have something that they're looking for. So therefore, um, or not the right fit. I mean, I knew that it wasn't like that I wasn't good enough, but it took on such a personal note, and very much I was like still processing a lot of childhood like bullying and a lot of that through therapy. So it was like I took it very personally. It felt like one of the biggest rejections. Um, Even though yes, I can look at it now with hindsight and with so much grace and so much like, yeah, your life wasn't over because you didn't get an
yeah,
RA, but it felt like it was in the
yeah.
moment because
Hmm.
that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And I my best friend Lauren, she was an RA, and they had this thing called floor family where you could be like an aunt if you were like one of the friends. And I went to the thrift store. I got a bunch of like vases from the Goodwill and went to Trader Joe's because that was my flower market before Mayesh. And so I just played and I put on music that I loved, and I was in my dorm room, and it was like September 2018, and I arranged it was like blush carnations, silver dollar eucalyptus, and craspedia or billy balls. And yeah, super simple. And I went over to my friend Lauren and the hall that the dorm was in, and I dropped off these arrangements at all of their doors. And I was like, "Hi, I'm your floor aunt. I hope you had a good first week of school. Really excited for you. You're gonna have a great year. Let me know if you need anything. Your RA Lauren is amazing." I mean, obviously, I would say that she's my best friend, but, like, just kind of to say hi, and then I went on my way, and it was a moment where I saw the power of flowers and the joy that they bring, but then I also saw, like, an inner something that it did to me, and
Yeah.
it felt like taking the pain that I had experienced and the rejection and saying, like, "That's not the narrative anymore." Like,
Mm.
yes, it's true, and yes, that's what I feel, but also, like, I this is a moment for joy too, and this is a moment where, like, I got picked over, and, like, what am I gonna do with that? And, like, how am I gonna make magic out of that?
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, that was, like, my first. I mean, it's a very sweet, very, like, I
Yeah.
don't know, it's very like,
It's like
Hallmark
it's
movie.
wholesome.
It's
Yeah.
very wholesome, very
Yeah.
Hallmark, but I after that, it's reached out to, um, a florist, Jenna from Craft Blooms. She's amazing. I freelanced for her my first time. I went to the LA Flower Market. I took like Fleur Society online summit during 2020. Native Poppy. I ordered like their blooms that were a couple days old that they were selling during the pandemic, and I would play at home. I then started freelancing, and then I just like picked it up from there. And it wasn't until the wedding I had in August of last year of 2022, I had a friend's sister ask me to do her wedding, and she said the venue wants like you to have a business license and a whole like insurance and all
Yeah.
of
The
that.
whole rigmarole. Yeah.
I was like, I don't know anything about that. Like, this is just fun, you know? And then I was like, I could try to ask the lady that I freelance for if I could be under her, but then it's like I learned that that's not a great thing to do. There's a lot of legal stuff that can happen with that. So I was like, let me look into getting a business license. Let me look into um insurance and look into wholesale markets,
Yeah.
not just Trader Joe's, like, or not
It's
just going in under a freelance license under someone I know, like just
yeah.
asking like around and saying like, how do I do this?
Yeah. It's not that
Um,
difficult, is it?
what?
Do you think it was difficult or no?
No,
No,
it was
it's
so
easy.
simple.
Yeah.
It was like applying online and then waiting a couple days and then emailing Mayesh, and then like, there's like tax stuff to figure out,
Yeah.
and all of that. But I really was like,
Oh
oh, this is
gosh.
easy. Like,
Yeah.
I can do
You're
this.
like you're doing it, right?
And then I ordered business cards, and then like and then it just like and then I had people asking me like and then two weddings popped up again, like and one in December, one in January, and then I have two more later this year. Like it just honestly, it's been like the delight of my life
Yeah.
to see like I don't know, just even when you say like, what does it feel like to be a florist? Or what is it? How did you begin? It's like, I'm a florist. Like, I get to do that. Like,
Yeah.
I get to walk in and like be like, not just be, but like play and create.
Mhm.
And
And knowing like
Mhm.
those people chose you. They chose you, Kayla.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. They chose me
they
and they
chose
said,
you. Yeah.
yeah,
So
and that.
like, yeah, going through your life really not ever being maybe not feeling appreciated or
Mhm.
so it's nice to be able to see like those people, picking you for that reason. because you're
Yeah,
really good at what you do,
thank you.
and you're so sweet.
I'm a little sassy sometimes too. Um,
Yeah, I can see that for
oh
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Kayla, what inspires you?
What inspires me? Oh gosh. I think outside, like outdoors, just like the seasons for sure. Um, I I'm super inspired, popped up out of nowhere. I think just like beauty, natural beauty, and also just looking at like fashion trends, like not
Yeah, for
trends
sure.
to copy necessarily, but to be I don't know, I feel like so much of what the vision I carry is so much because of like visually, like that's how I visually process like by journaling, or I visually process by like collaging. So it's
Yeah,
just like it feels so natural, it's hard to explain.
yeah,
Um, but I guess it just inspired by like traveling and colors and nature and my garden and just being able to like kind of experiment, being like, does this go
mhm,
with this? I don't
yeah,
know. Like,
and
let's
even
try it.
pushing the boundaries too.
Yeah, and pushing
Definitely.
boundaries. Yeah.
Yeah. So, what advice could you give the future boys and girls of this industry? Or actually advice for any other little person that might, might be going through what you went through. Um, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I would say all the boys and girls listening. Um, I would say eh, find something that is cathartic for you and something that like gives you an outlet to I mean, that's so much of why I started and so much of why I just like even processing like getting a diagnosis for depression about 2 years ago. Like the first thing I did, I kid you not, I went to Trader Joe's and I got flowers and I like played and I played in my dorm room. Like just really
Yeah,
actually that was 3 years ago. So just really like through pain or through like joy, being able to find something where you can like focus. And I know that not everyone is like that, but basically where like your soul feels alive. It
yeah.
doesn't have to
Just finding
be,
an outlet for sure. Yeah,
yeah, it doesn't have to be like this big thing. It can also just be like, what makes my soul come alive? Boxing. What makes my soul come alive? Gardening. Like what, doing something that really makes you happy and makes you feel like I am happy to be alive.
yeah,
I feel kind to myself. I feel like I'm worthy to be doing this.
yeah,
And then even if you don't, to choose it on the days that you don't feel loved or
yeah,
good or happy or kind,
yeah,
like just to have something to go to. Um, that feels super, super important to me. And also like I think other people's opinions are not your responsibility to carry.
mm,
Mhm. Because
amen,
yeah, because
amen.
I I think I know it, and I think I can stand in it, and then I have a wedding where there's a member of the family that is commenting on things, and commenting on things that I'm doing, and commenting on certain ways that things should be done, and, like, respecting them as people, but also standing in like, I did a damn good job doing this wedding. I know what I'm doing.
Mm,
Like, the bride trusts me with her vision. We've
yeah,
had multiple conversations about this. I love what I do,
yeah,
and it's flowers, for goodness sakes. Like, we're gonna have a good time, you know,
yeah,
and just like just remembering like other people's opinions of you
yeah.
are not your responsibility. And
That's
to put that boundary up and to say like, yeah, I don't want to sound like such a like self-help guru or
no,
whatever.
I mean, it's amazing advice, and I, absolutely, love and cherish you, and, I just wanna say thank you so
Mhm,
much for coming on here and letting, letting our viewers into your life, hearing your story. Um,
mhm.
so today, Kayla, and pretty much every day, I'm gonna celebrate you, so thank you so much.